The soil skill set training trains you really to manage better. When you learn that skill, you learn how your soil will behave with certain management practices.
It's a benefit being involved because you get to interact with heaps of different farmers and talk about real life problems that you face out in the paddock and workshop through those things and ask questions that you might not think of otherwise.
Our soils support all our food production, so it's really important that we use our soils to the best of our ability, because that will help us increase and help us sustain our food production here in the NT.
Learning in a group with other land managers has been really great because we can share different experiences and practices and see how people are doing things. Everyone's happy to take advice from each other and just understand a little bit more about what's going on farm and going on in different soils, and I think that's really been beneficial because one soil is going to be completely different and one practice is going to be completely different on another farm.
The skill set benefits my role working on a cattle station, and part of your role is managing the land and that, so this just giving you a few more tools in order to improve the quality of the land and assessing it.
It activates my brain a bit, I'd say. There's no point working the paddock out here when you're not working the one between your ears a bit as well. So I think that's a brilliant thing for all of us.
I'm an arborist for the council, so anything to do with soil health gives me a chance to improve our tree health and have some sort of chance to modify the soils in compacted areas on verges in town and things like that.
As my role as a farm supervisor, it is very helpful as I'm learning to coordinate all the farming operations, so having that information and knowledge can help me teach other people as well and just have a bit more understanding of how the cropping works and help benefit the company and the end result. So.
The advantages of working in a group with other land managers and that is that you get to share knowledge. Everyone's working on different sort of land systems and also similar land systems, so you can share information as to the quality of those systems and how they manage them, and just an exchange of ideas.
The practical skills that I've taken away from this course are things like learning how to interpret soil analysis. That can often be quite a complicated process, so understanding how to interpret those things has been very beneficial and a key practical skill to share with other people.
When you have everyone in a group, you can attack a problem with a lot of different angles and different experiences and sort of come to a bit of a conclusion that's sort of more well-rounded than what you might get if you're just trying to solve something by yourself.
We're a small industry up here. We've all got the same objective of making a living off the land, but also looking after the land and leaving it in a better condition than we found it. And when you share that knowledge, it's very fruitful and beneficial all around.
I've learnt not only to take a soil test correctly, but also to interpret it and actually get something from it, because you can take a soil test, but if you can't read the results, you're not really getting anywhere. So that's been a really big part of it, discussing through the results and what the numbers actually mean. The soil skill set training course has been great. It's made me want to pick up dirt more and just feel it and do the ribbons and all of that. So I think it's just made me interact with the soil more.
The most valuable things for me is working out exact units of applied fertilisers, because I was sort of sucking my thumb and looking at a soil test and saying, we need phosphorus, I'm just going to put a few bags in and send them out, where now I've actually got the ability to work out exactly what I need, and I may not necessarily put that out exactly, but I can work it out. It's great.
I think the adoption practices that I've learnt is test your soil on a regular basis so that you know what's going on. But probably the most important is incorporating organic matter into your soils so that you can encourage that the microorganisms and that nutrient cycling and all the structural benefits and the water holding capacity benefits. It's just organic matter, organic matter, organic matter.
Great experience for the three of us, and particularly coming across such climatic change areas from Alice Springs through Katherine and to Darwin, and the different enterprises. That's been very interesting, and the soils itself, since that was the focus, the changes in those zones are very, very different and different in management. We were impressed with quite a few of the students are obviously primary producers, but they're also working as advisory workers, and there's a lot of good people working in those fields that are sort of on the cutting edge of some of the areas that we're working on. It's been quite eye-opening. I've been coming to Territory for a long while, but not teaching at this scale. So that was interesting to have to get down and be able to work with people who really know the country, and then we want to bring some knowledge and science into it.